Hello everyone, this is Mr. Reimer. This video is a reteach of the lesson on the Neolithic Revolution from Unit 1, The Spread of Civilization, DOL 1. In this video, I want to share examples of how I scored the responses. I want to show you what an F looks like, what a C looks like, what a B looks like, and what an A looks like. But before I do that, let's review the objective from the lesson. You were to analyze the important changes to human life caused by the Neolithic Revolution by writing a short body paragraph comparing Neolithic societies to Paleolithic societies. And let's talk about this rubric. This rubric I used to grade your responses, and I will use it all year. So let's get really familiar with it, beginning with the beginning understanding. This is the 58 in the gradebook. This is the F. This is you're not really understanding the task. In more detail, look at these bullets. The idea is not an answer to the question asked. I got some like this. Or the idea is incorrect because it is not based on the text. Or it's too general or unclear. I got one response that sounded like it was copied from the internet, and it was not in response to the question. So that's the criteria for the beginner understanding. To get into a passing grade or an emerging understanding, you need to give me an idea that's reasonable but doesn't contain text evidence, or the text evidence is flawed, or the idea needs more explanation, or the idea is just too literal. And I'm going to show you an example in just a minute what this looks like. But that's a 72 in the gradebook. To earn a B or to be proficient, you need to have an idea that's reasonable and goes beyond a literal reading of the text, or has evidence that is accurate and relevant and clearly linked and demonstrates a good understanding, right? I can see from your response that you understood the objective. You met the objective. Now, to get advanced or to get a 100, which is very hard to do, you need to go above what was expected with an idea that's perceptive. Notice there's a different word there, and reflects an awareness of the complexities. Your text evidence is specific and well chosen, and the combination of your idea and the text evidence demonstrates a deep understanding of the text. This is above proficient. You are advanced. You are awesome. A few of those, I did give a few of those out, but they're rare. All right, let's look at some examples. I really like to teach writing with examples because I feel like I've seen that students, they learn best when they are seeing it. All right. Here is a reminder of my sentence stem. Please use it. I tried to make it really simple by giving you most of the words to use, and you just needed to fill in the blanks. Many of you didn't do that, and I think you made it harder on yourself. Don't do that. When I give you a sentence stem, you should use it unless you think you have something better. But you probably don't. Look, when you're learning to do a task, the way you start learning is by copying. You copying a master, copying an expert. Then once you've mastered that expert's ability, then you can branch out, right? But only after you've mastered the expert. So please use my sentence stems. All right. What does a beginner understanding look like? Here it is. And I just copied this from Google Classroom. I did not change anything. The Paleolithic society and our society are different in many ways. The Paleolithic society, back then, they had to create everything with just their imagination, and it seemed to work out. But nowadays, we have lots of new things being created to make our lives easier. To compare these two societies, I would say that we both have the ability to create new things and make our lives more efficient. Both societies are innovative. This is an example of a beginner understanding because this student did not answer the question. The question was not to compare Paleolithic society with our society today. So the student completely missed the task and thus got a 58. However, it can be redone. Remember in our video on the syllabus, failing grades can be redone. If you received a failing grade, send me an email and tell me you want to redo this assignment. I will say gladly, do the assignment over. Not a different task. Just do the same assignment and I will regrade it. Remember though, the highest grade you can get on a redo is a 70%. But a 70 is better than a 58. All right, here is an example of an emerging understanding. Paleolithic and Neolithic societies were similar in the area of technologically, but different in the area of environment. In the area of social interaction, they both similar. However, in the area of economic systems, they different because Paleolithic societies only hunted animals, while Neolithic societies hunted for plants. All right, there's some problems here, but there was some good things. And the good thing that I saw was there was a controlling idea. There was a topic sentence, similar in the area of technology, misspelled, but there it is, but different in the area of, now I know they didn't write this out, but I can understand what they were saying in the area of interactions with the environment. Plus, they gave me an additional similarity in the area of social interactions. Okay, so because there's a topic sentence, that's emerging. They understood this need to compare. However, they didn't give me any good text, any good details. And in fact, the detail that they gave me was inaccurate. Neolithic societies, they didn't hunt for plants. They planted plants. But there still were 72 in the grade book. Now, if you're wondering to yourself, can I redo grades if they're passing? No. You can only redo grades that are failing. Okay, here's an example of a proficient understanding, a B. Paleolithic and Neolithic societies were similar in the area of governance, but different in the area of cultural development. In the area of governance, they both have leaders, so therefore they are similar. However, in the area of economic, they differed because Paleolithic societies hunted big animals, while Neolithic societies had a gift for making beer and wine. So here's why it wasn't quite advanced. They gave me a great topic sentence, but that second sentence, in the area of governance, they both have leaders, that's very vague. It's not a developed piece of evidence. Okay, I'm looking for, they had chiefs, right? You're using text from the slides, and to be honest, it's not really a similarity, right? They were different in the sense that many Neolithic villages had formal leaders in the called chiefs, but Paleolithic societies did not. So not a great piece of evidence there. That's what really kept this student from getting the 100. Also, in that last sentence, while Neolithic societies had a gift for making beer and wine, I would have preferred they used language like deliberately planted or deliberately grew or made instead of just copying the words from the slideshow. If you want to get a 100, you're going to have to put your own words and show a deeper understanding. Like in this last example of an advanced understanding. Paleolithic and Neolithic societies were similar in the area of technology and innovation, but different in the area of social interactions and organizations. Great topic sentence. They filled in the blanks. They used my example. In the area of technology and innovation, they both created weapons, tools, and shelters. That's true. That's a very accurate statement, very detailed. They also both used stone. Again, accurate and detailed. However, in the area of social interactions and organizations, they differed, again, using my words that I gave you. Because Paleolithic societies lived in small groups, depending on their climate and environment. Beautiful, accurate statement. While Neolithic societies settled down in one area. Oh, it was beautiful. When I read this, my heart leapt because it's so good. All right. Now, are you all going to be advanced right away? No. Remember, this class is all about growth. But I wanted to show you what it would look like at each of those stages of growth so that you have a target. You're aiming for something. Now, if you were one of those students that didn't turn the assignment in, and there were many of you, you're now under the late work policy, which means you have a 0 in the grade book, and you have 5 school days to get your assignment in. So if you are an A-day student, you have until Monday, September 21st by 11:59 p.m. to turn it in late with a 10% penalty. If you're a B-Day student, you have until Tuesday, September 22nd, again, 11:59 p.m. with a 10% penalty. I'll take it. I will. Now, you'll have to email it to me because I've already returned your grade in the Google Classroom. So you have to email it to me. But you got to turn it in by that deadline, or else that 0 in the gradebook now, it becomes permanent and you cannot redo it. Remember I said, if you don't meet the late work deadline, then the redo policy doesn't apply. I'm sorry, I can't help you. So in the future, don't ever miss a deadline. Even if you have to put something that's not your best and you know it's going to be a failing grade, turn it in anyway, and you can then redo it under the redo policy. But if you turn nothing in, that clock starts to tick on the late work policy. You only have 5 school days. All right? Don't let that happen to you. Something is better than nothing. All right. Last bit of instructions. Speaking of emailing, when you initially turn the assignment in, don't email it to me. It makes it complicated. I can't find it sometimes. What you need to do is you need to either write your response in a Google Doc or write it on a piece of paper and then upload that file to the Google assignment. Either way, it doesn't matter, though it needs to be legible in either format. All right, I'm checking my notes. Yep, I've covered everything I wanted to cover. This was the Reteach video for the Neolithic Revolution. I hope it helps. I want to see some better responses in the future.